All right, my name is Teran Stallings, and on behalf of the Black Man's Think Tank, I'd like to welcome you both and thank you for taking part in this conversation. So if you don't mind, please tell the voters your name. We'll start with you.
My name is Nixon.
Scotty Johnson.
Scotty Johnson. All right. So for the sake of time, we will dive right in. So our first question for you, Mr. Nixon. What's your strategy to ensure that public and private investments don't just reach downtown, but also uplift neighborhoods like Avondale, Bond Hill, and the West End?
I think number one, that we can have a meeting with them, trying to talk to them, ask them, hey, we need to invest in different areas. I got a friend at West End that they have no stores, no grocery store, no nothing. We need to hit the low income neighborhoods too more. We hit Clifton and but it'd be a hard pitch to do that, but we can't. For me, I believe in trying to get all 52 neighborhoods, not just any single ones. This administration doing a good job right now for doing that, but I think that we need to go harder with the West End and Avondale and all the other ones too.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. Same question. You need to repeat it?
No, that's an excellent question, and that is why I was the author, along with the vice mayor, in creating the Office of Equity. The Office of Equity deals with the fact that we want to make sure that all 52 neighborhoods are treated equally. So the Office of Equity will oversee all contracts, all new businesses, and railroad funding that is now coming in with the sale of the railroad. And it was a direct result of the fact that I was the one no vote on the railroad, because I didn't see a game plan to where all 52 neighborhoods were being treated fairly. We have what we call now the Rising 15, the 15 most underserved neighborhoods. And that's according to business development, and that's also according to the income in those communities. We want to make sure that everybody that lives in the city of Cincinnati has equal opportunity and access to funding. So that's what the Office of Equity will do, and that's why I was the creator of the Office of Equity, because I didn't see all 52 neighborhoods being treated equally.
And for clarity, the Office of Equity was established after your no vote.
It was established as a direct result of it, because of the fact I did not see a game plan where all 52 neighborhoods would benefit with the sale of the railroads. You're going to hear about potholes, you're going to hear about infrastructure, but we know, I've lived in Cincinnati a long time, we know there's certain neighborhoods that get overlooked and have been neglected. The Office of Equity will make sure that that's no longer the business in the city of Cincinnati.
Perfect. Thank you both, gentlemen. Our next question. So what do you see as the root causes that drive violence in our neighborhoods, and what is your plan to address them?
I think the one plan is, that we need to get more police officers. I know the administration doing a good job of police officers, but we need more. I think we need to go in the streets and the neighborhood, the hot spots, and knock on doors and just have a town hall to ask them. I'm a big believer in the community council. I feel that we could talk to them, talk to city leaders, and start to the schools and say, hey, number one, we need the police officers and the community to trust each other first. And if they could trust each other first, then we could roll with that. Right now, it's a big, what can I say? I don't trust the police, but the police is here on our side. We just got to trust each other. I think that we need to just talk to them. Just, hey, put your trust in us and we trust in them.
And I want to give you a chance to answer the first part of that question, which is, what do you see as the root issues that drive the violence?
I think jobs. I think jobs. I think people live in poverty. Single mother, single fathers. I think that people are really trying to struggle right now, and I know it's hard for us because you have the president took the fun away. Really gonna be hard, but I think that we need to go back to the basics. I think we need to start doing our own investing in the real estate and anything like that to get better.
Okay, thank you, brother. Same question.
I think, first of all, we've been dealing with a systematic problem and the lack of opportunity for a lot of people. Education and lack of opportunity are the driving root causes to discouragement and moves people to feel hopeless, and that hopelessness, then there's the lash out where there's nothing, I don't have anything to lose. Let me just respond. So we have to make sure we as a city are providing opportunity for people. I think we are doing a fair job, but we can do a better job of making sure that first and foremost programs like the police and fire cadet program. Fire cadet program is way ahead because we can take young people at 17 years old, they become fire cadets, and then the next year when they turn 18, they can become full-fledged firefighters. We also have the Cincinnati police have a gap because from 18 you can't become a police officer till you're 21 years of age. So that 3-year gap we got to try to fill. But then we have things like the building trades where we are now hiring people right out of high school become building inspectors. And as a building inspector, you can start off at $70,000 a year, 18, 19 years of age. So to get back, we have to make sure we're providing opportunity, and we have to make sure people are educated. Along with the vice mayor on the Healthy Neighborhoods Committee, we meet quarterly with the Board of Education to make sure that we're halfway moving in sync with what the city can be doing to assist young people that are in high school now, and make sure that trickles down to where they're educated and they are a viable option to go into the job market to make life better.
And do you feel like that work has been working out with the collaboration with CPS?
Well, there's something new, so we're gonna probably give me a year or two, and I'll be able to honestly say this is something that worked. But
Fair
anytime collaboration takes place, I think that's a plus, because nobody down at City Hall knows everything and nobody at the board knows everything. But if we can come together to try to educate young people, then we got to start. We got to start there.
Right. Again, thank you both. So our next question, let's go a little deeper, fellas. So when federal agencies like ICE seek cooperation from local police, it can erode trust in black communities. What is your position regarding local cooperation with ICE? And how would you protect civil rights while keeping public safety? And we'll start with you.
Well, I mean, our hands are kind of tied. I completely disagree with how it's going right now. ICE is acting as if they have no accountability to anybody. And what we witnessed just this week with children, I'm talking about 3-year-olds, being not handcuffed, that you use zip ties to detain 3-year-olds in the city of Chicago. That's just completely unacceptable. But when we talk about federal agencies coming in, we have to have a federal administration that respects the rights of that they always talk about state rights. If a state governor didn't ask you to come in here, then that's something that needs to be respected. But we have to do everything we can to make sure our federal courts locally here, the Southwest District of Ohio, is overseeing to make sure that people's civil rights are not being violated. As a city, our hands are kind of tied because we're talking about federal agents coming into your city. But right now in Price Hill, we are working with attorneys to make sure that any ICE activity that takes place up in the Price Hill area, it's done legally. Now, that's a difficult question because we still haven't seen the legal parameters in which ICE operates. But we're doing everything we can to make sure every citizen in the city of Cincinnati is treated respectfully. The way they're operating now, there's no way in the world I would agree with that at all, because they're clearly doing any and everything they want to do with zero accountability. And we cannot have people running around with arrest powers that are accountable to nobody. And that's what's happening with ICE.
All right. Same question. Would you like that repeated?
Yes, please.
Sure. So when federal agencies like ICE seek cooperation from local police, it can erode trust in black communities. What is your position regarding local cooperation with ICE? And how would you protect civil rights while keeping public safety?
I think number one, that we don't need ICE in our city. I think, ICE, like Scotty said, ICE just can't pick anybody up. And that's a danger for anybody, black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, anybody, because, they run around like they're the Wild Wild West. They sheriff, they just come here and take over. I think that we need to fight back from ICE. I think ICE They need a proper channel how they're going to do everything. I understand that it's illegal here, but do it the proper way. Talk to the city council member. Talk, hey, how can we do that? And I think our police officers don't need to join with ICE. I think that we got the best police officer in Cincinnati, and we don't need ICE, the police, to come because the police are already busy doing other things. I think ICE is a no for me. And you know, I'm a big believer in human rights and civil rights, and I think they'll take it. I think that you're taking our rights away. That's why we live in America, home for the land, home for the free. And I think ICE is wrong, and we don't need President Trump to come down and tell us what to do.
And if I could add to that, we're all immigrants.
Yes.
Yes.
The only people,
Yeah.
honestly, the only people that have rights, quote unquote, to the land, what we call America or United States, are the indigenous people. So it still amazes me sometimes when people talk about their country. You came and took it from somebody. We didn't have a choice, but you came and took us and brought us here. So it's amazing when we talk about illegal immigrants. I would love to see the first papers of the quote unquote founding fathers who don't look like us, that had rights to come in here and do what they did to the indigenous people.
Sure.
So we're all immigrants. We all visitors.
Can't argue with that. All right, so here's a pretty poignant question. So why should Black Cincinnatians trust you with their vote? What's your track record of standing with the Black community?
Number one, I've been in Cincinnati for 6 years. I'll tell you where I'm from. I'm from a town called Leary, Ohio. It's about 20 minutes from Cleveland. I'm new, you know. Win or lose an election, I'm having fun. I'm getting my name out there. You trust me with your vote because I like to listen. I like to fight for you. I like for the voice of the people. I ain't gonna know everything, and I know it's hard to be on city council and Scotty say because you got people back and forth. But sometimes you gotta do things people ain't gonna like, but you gotta do it. You gotta go for your good. Like I said, I will be for the people. You know, like I said, I'm from the people. I pick people over party. You know, I'm there to respect and listen and just help them out. You know, I'm way I can.
Okay. Same question.
Track record, starting in, I served as a Cincinnati police officer for 33 years, starting in 1986. I was president of the Sentinel Police Association, which is the Black Police Association here in Cincinnati. I served that for 3 terms. In 2001, when our city exploded, I was the one at the killing of Timothy Thomas and 16 other Black men in Cincinnati. I was the first one to hold a press conference and issue an apology to the Black community for how they were being treated by the police department, which I was a part of. Of course, I didn't make a lot of friends in the police department doing that, but it was the right thing to do. Here lately, with what happened when they're calling the brawl, when the Black community was demanding answers to say that we're seeing an injustice for white people that are not being prosecuted that started the brawl, and then we've got 6 or 8 Black people that were being prosecuted. When there was a call to order with Pastor Damon Lynch and KZ Smith, I stood right there with them because there's a segment in the community that feels disenfranchised and disrespected, and they happen to look like us. So when it's the right thing to do, if it's even me standing alone, I'm going to stand for what is right. Our community has to be unapologetic when it comes to supporting each other when we're right. And I am that candidate that's unapologetic based solely on it being right and me knowing the character and the struggle of being a Black man in Cincinnati. That's why they can trust me. I've had a historical track record of standing up for what is right. And if it means standing alone with the community that has always loved and supported me, that's what I'm willing to do.
All right.
You know, I'm sorry. The one thing I am too, I was on the Kenny High Community Council for 3 years too. I just want to put that out. And like Scotty said, you know, us as Black men, we need to stick together. I see that we fight each other, but we need to stick because you look every other race, they sticking together. I think that if we stick together, I think we work together, we can have a Black Wall Street again. But I'm just saying that because we do need to help each other now. You know, it's times like this now we need to work together and be strong together.
All right. Gentlemen, I thank you both.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
We done?
I think we're done. Kenyatta, is his microphone on?
It's on. It's just muffled.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I saw the light wasn't
Oh,
blue.
okay, okay.
So
The blue is good.
no, his is red.
Now it's not. It's not on then. But I picked you up. On
Okay.
everything.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just wanted to make sure we had audio. Like, if not, man, we'll figure out an overnight.